And there we go. As you can see, that's been picked. I'm going to relock that. Still works with the key. Let's see if we can get this gutted. I struck up a conversation with someone else at this point, so the rest of the video will have a voiceover. I've sped this up considerably because it really did take me this long to get the wafer out of the lock, the retaining wafer. It's a bit of a nightmare. I've destroyed that screwdriver and tweezers that you see there in the process. I probably should have removed a small amount of material from around that wafer before the video to make it easier. That retaining wafer is essential to the lock's operation, so I didn't want to remove it completely for the attempt. And there we go. That wafer prevents the core from being turned into the change position unless you have the change key. And once that's removed, the core just slides out. You do have to be rather careful though, and at this point I decided to try and use the key, but it's still difficult. There we go. And in there you can see the two sidebar grooves. There's the one main one, and there is a shallower groove that's used when the lock is in the change position. You'll see that better shortly. There's only one sidebar. There we go, one sidebar. Just remove the springs. And I have to be very careful here because all the sliders can slide out of the top part if I'm not careful. Thinking back, I should have probably left the key in the lock at that point, but in the moment I was a bit more concerned with just keeping it all in frame. There, hopefully you can see the gates. We'll see a wafer a bit better shortly, but they have true and false gates, and the false gates are very square, so it's very hard to pick out of them. And at this point, the lower sliders have moved around too much for the key to be able to go in. So my attempts to put the key back in was in vain here. Too bad. Yeah, so much for that. And there goes one of the top wafers or sliders. You can see I've really done a number on those tweezers. It has true and false gates, and it has little teeth which interlock with the lower sliders, and that allows the lock to be rekeyed. So when it gets rekeyed, that top carriage, you can see there, slides back, and that disengages the teeth between the two sets of sliders, and that allows the lower ones to move around freely. So if at that point you would have put in a new key, it would rekey the lock. And there we go. I'll just remove the top carriage. There you can get a slightly better view of the teeth in the lower, the teeth that are on the lower sliders. And there are 10 sliders, LS10. And then you can see some of the false gates in the sidebar slot there. There's the housing. There's the key. It has 2 laser cut tracks. Not sure if they're actually laser cut, but they've got that appearance. They've probably just been milled. And there are the top sliders. And there you can see some of the wafer teeth inside the lock. The wafers have all been moved around a bit now, and there goes one now. But that gives us the opportunity to have a look at it. You can see there how they interlock. There we go. That's the Miwa LS10. Thanks for watching.